What if everything you've been told about staying healthy is holding you back from your best years? I'm 83 years old, and I'm going to reveal 4 daily practices that medical professionals once condemned, but that cutting-edge research now proves can extend your life and sharpen your mind. These aren't fringe theories or unproven claims. They're backed by studies from leading universities and research hospitals. One of these habits was actually banned by doctors for decades, yet new findings show it could slash your Alzheimer's risk by more than 1/3, while protecting your cardiovascular system better than some prescription medications. My physician was genuinely shocked during my recent checkup. After examining my test results, blood pressure, cholesterol, cognitive function, he couldn't believe I was outperforming most people 20 years younger. When I explained my daily routine, he shook his head in amazement because I regularly do 4 things that would have horrified doctors just 2 decades ago. He now recommends my approach to his other elderly patients. Habit 1. Strategic afternoon rest. My relatives think I'm lazy because I rest every afternoon without fail, but science tells a different story. This might be the wisest decision I make for my longevity. For generations, daytime sleep was viewed as a weakness. Society told us that strong, productive people push through fatigue. Turns out that advice was dead wrong, particularly for anyone over 65. Researchers at Harvard Medical School followed thousands of older adults for years. Their findings? Those who rest for 30 to 60 minutes each afternoon reduce their heart disease risk by 37% compared to people who never rest during the day. That afternoon energy crash you experience isn't a personal failing. It's your circadian rhythm sending a clear signal. Fighting it with willpower or caffeine puts unnecessary strain on your heart and prevents your body from repairing itself properly. Margaret, a 77-year-old from Charlotte, fought against afternoon rest for years, convinced it meant she was declining. When she finally allowed herself 45 minutes of rest each day, her mental fog vanished and she stopped snapping at her grandchildren in the evenings. Studies from the National Institute on Aging demonstrate that brief afternoon rest periods strengthen memory, boost cognitive function, decrease stress hormones, reduce blood pressure, and enhance your mood for the rest of the day. While you rest, your brain consolidates what you learned that morning, your heart gets essential recovery time, and your stress hormones drop dramatically. The timing matters. Rest between 1 and 3 p.m. for 30 to 60 minutes maximum. This schedule works with your body's natural rhythm without disrupting nighttime sleep. Lie down in a quiet, dark room, not in front of the TV. Set an alarm to avoid oversleeping. Never feel guilty about this. Your body is sending biological signals that it needs recovery. Ignoring those signals to appear busy or strong is counterproductive and harmful. Habit 2. Embracing real dairy fat. Remember when doctors treated full-fat dairy like poison that would instantly destroy your arteries? I ignored that guidance for the last decade, and my health has never been stronger. The low-fat obsession that began in the 1980s convinced millions that all fat was the enemy. Food companies stripped out the fat and replaced it with sugar and artificial additives. Doctors pushed skim milk, fat-free yogurt, and margarine instead of butter. People followed this advice religiously and got sicker, not healthier. New research from Tufts University tracked over 3,000 seniors for 15 years. The results? Those consuming full-fat dairy had a 42% lower risk of type 2 diabetes compared to those eating low-fat or fat-free versions. Natural dairy fat helps regulate blood sugar, provides essential fat-soluble vitamins your body cannot absorb without fat, and creates genuine fullness that prevents constant snacking. Robert, age 81 from St. Louis, followed low-fat advice for 30 years and battled unstable blood sugar and relentless hunger. When he switched to whole milk and full-fat yogurt, his blood sugar stabilized within weeks. Harvard research confirms that dairy fat slows digestion, preventing blood sugar spikes and keeping you satisfied longer. Full-fat dairy contains conjugated linoleic acid, a natural compound that may protect against heart disease and certain cancers. The vitamins A, D, E, and K naturally present in dairy cannot be properly absorbed when the fat is removed. Your brain is 60% fat and requires dietary fat to function. Humans consumed full-fat dairy for thousands of years. Obesity, diabetes, and heart disease only became epidemics after we started removing fat and adding sugar to everything. Replace all low-fat dairy with full-fat versions today. Buy whole milk, full-fat Greek yogurt, real butter, and real cheese. Don't worry about calories. The fat creates genuine satisfaction that prevents overeating, unlike low-fat versions that leave you hungry an hour later. If you have high cholesterol, understand that dietary cholesterol from eggs and dairy has minimal impact on blood cholesterol for most people. The sugar and refined carbohydrates you've been eating instead of fat are far more damaging. Habit 3. Daily coffee consumption. For years, people warned me that coffee would damage my heart, make me anxious, and ruin my health. They were completely wrong, according to current medical science. I drink 3 to 4 cups daily, and my doctors credit it for keeping my mind sharp at 83. Johns Hopkins researchers tracked tens of thousands of seniors over decades. Their conclusion? Those drinking 3 to 5 cups of coffee daily have a 65% lower risk of Alzheimer's disease compared to those who drink little or no coffee. Coffee contains over 1,000 bioactive compounds, including powerful antioxidants that shield brain cells from the oxidative damage causing dementia. Caffeine improves alertness, enhances memory consolidation, and appears to prevent the accumulation of toxic proteins in the brain linked to Alzheimer's. Coffee consumption also correlates with lower risks of type 2 diabetes, liver disease, certain cancers, and Parkinson's disease, according to Harvard Medical School research. Dorothy, 79, from Detroit, began drinking 4 cups daily 3 years ago after learning about the cognitive benefits. Her recent cognitive tests showed measurable improvements in memory and processing speed compared to assessments from 2 years earlier. Research in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that caffeine triggers a chain reaction, preventing the formation of abnormal proteins associated with dementia. Coffee improves insulin sensitivity, helping prevent type 2 diabetes. The antioxidants reduce inflammation and protect cells from damage. Regular coffee drinkers have significantly lower rates of liver disease and liver cancer. The old warnings were based on flawed research and misunderstanding. Current science shows that regular coffee consumption doesn't increase heart disease risk and may actually protect against it. Drink 3 to 5 cups of regular caffeinated coffee throughout your day, stopping by 2 p.m. if caffeine affects your sleep. Don't add excessive sugar or artificial sweeteners. A small amount of whole milk or cream is fine. If you don't currently drink coffee, start with 1 cup daily and gradually increase over several weeks. If you experience jitters, you may be drinking too much or drinking on an empty stomach. Have coffee with or after meals. Don't switch to decaf thinking it's healthier. The caffeine provides significant protective benefits, and most decaffeination processes use chemicals that may reduce beneficial compounds. Habit 4. Strategic rest days from exercise. What if exercising every single day actually harms your body, especially after 65? The fitness industry preaches that more exercise is always better, and rest days show weakness. I exercise 4 to 5 days weekly, with complete rest on other days, and I'm stronger and healthier than people 20 years younger who exercise daily. Mayo Clinic studies tracking senior exercise patterns show that those taking 2 to 3 complete rest days maintain muscle strength and bone density better than those exercising daily without adequate recovery. When you exercise, you're damaging muscle fibers and stressing joints and bones. Strengthening and growth happen during rest when your body repairs that damage. Without adequate rest, you never fully recover, leading to chronic inflammation, overtraining syndrome, increased injury risk, and paradoxically, loss of strength over time. This is especially critical for seniors whose bodies need more recovery time than younger people. William, 75, from Omaha, exercised 7 days weekly for years, thinking he was being disciplined. He felt constantly exhausted and sore until a physical therapist convinced him to add 3 rest days. His chronic soreness disappeared, and his strength measurements improved significantly within 2 months. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that muscle protein synthesis, the process building and repairing muscle tissue, occurs primarily during rest periods, not during exercise itself. Without adequate rest, cortisol levels stay chronically elevated, breaking down muscle tissue and suppressing your immune system. Your joints need recovery time. Without rest days, minor inflammation becomes chronic, increasing arthritis and joint deterioration risk. People who exercise moderately with adequate rest often achieve better fitness results than those exercising excessively without recovery. Exercise 4 to 5 days weekly and take 2 to 3 complete rest days with no structured exercise. On rest days, gentle activities like walking or stretching are fine, but avoid vigorous exercise. Don't feel guilty. Rest is when your body gets stronger, not during the workout. If you currently exercise daily, start taking 1 complete rest day weekly and notice how you feel. You'll likely discover more energy and better performance when properly rested. Listen to your body. If you feel unusually tired, sore, or unmotivated, take an extra rest day regardless of your schedule. Overtraining is more common in seniors than most realize and completely counterproductive. Quality and consistency matter infinitely more than quantity. Conclusion. These 4 practices, daily afternoon rest, full-fat dairy, regular coffee consumption, and strategic exercise rest days were all condemned at various points in recent medical history. But current scientific research from the world's most respected institutions shows they actually protect your heart, brain, metabolism, muscles, and overall longevity. Don't blindly follow outdated advice when medical science has proven those old recommendations wrong. Trust current research and your own experience rather than conventional wisdom that hasn't caught up with the facts. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 4 habits are you already doing? Which one shocked you the most? And which practice will you start implementing this week? Please share this video right away with any senior you know who's been skipping these habits because of old, debunked medical advice that desperately needs updating. Hit that subscribe button now for more research-backed health insights that challenge outdated beliefs and provide you with actionable techniques that truly enhance your well-being and help you maintain your independence for years to come.